Ganyan.
I've been replaced hardcore. Look at the positioning.
Hi everybody, I am joined by who. The Dragon Children are joining me today because we want to talk about why I let my kids play video games. So this is really like a discussion on, parents, you don't have to stop them from doing video games, and we will tell you why. Apart from the fact that I love to play video games. So I think that's the number one reason. When the parents love to do video games, love to do what they also do, then it becomes a bonding session. But let's listen to this too and let's find out, because I know like their friends are also having some issues when it comes to video gaming time. Okay? So let's start. Hello everybody, say hi.
Hi.
So guys, you know that I'm a cool mom.
Okay.
Okay.
But I let you play video games. So maybe we should start with how long or how often do you play video games? Mary.
I usually play video games during the weekends. Like, since I'm currently in school, I don't usually play that much during weekdays, so I want to focus on academics. But during the weekends, I go like all out on video games.
So like the whole day.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
maybe Fridays.
And maybe Fridays after school. So that's one of our rules, right? So our rule is you can play video games for as long as it is not
School day.
a school day or a school night. Okay, what about you, Ada? How long do you play video games?
So for me, it depends on the game. So sometimes games have it takes a long time to get from one save point to another, right? So
I feel that.
So
yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts, right?
You have
So
to wait.
it's like games like Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, like most of the stuff on the PS4.
Dying Light, what I'm doing
Dying
now.
Light.
Okay.
Ah,
I
Dying
usually
Light.
play. I dedicate like one whole day to them. One whole day as in 8 a.m. until
Yeah.
But what day is it? Usually Saturday.
Saturday.
So you still follow our rules.
Yeah, 8 a.m. until
Okay, so in other words, I don't care
10
how
p.m.
long they play,
Maybe 12.
as long as it's not a school night, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Number 2 question, how do video games actually help you? I mean, does it really help us? I mean, for me, video games make me de-stress. You know that, right? When I play, I totally am into it and all my aggression comes
Your
out.
anger issues.
Yes, my anger issues come out on the video games. But what about you? Why do you like playing video games?
The fun of video games, for me at least, is that like it's more of a freedom kind of thing, because when you're in school and in quarantine, you're hello.
Okay, wait.
Intermission.
Intermission. We need to get the dog out.
Dog.
Okay, Luna out. All right.
So yeah, the fun of games for me is that like I have more freedom, cause like with academics and in quarantine, it's not that fun. Like many students tend to leave their classes.
A while in class, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then like I get it. It's pretty boring. Like staying on your desk for many hours and then still staying on your desk to do homework.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest. So then with playing video games, it's a way for me to like be free. Yeah.
Like, so what you're saying is because in the pandemic, you guys are online. So it's a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the separation between academics and relaxation.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you're still in the computer, whether it's your
Yeah.
laptops or your iPads, you're still in the computer. So what kind of break is it?
For me, it's like a mental break because the games I play on my computer are games where I don't have to think. Like, there's no...
brainless,
It's like brainless.
Like,
Like,
you-
automatic, I
you-
know what to do.
like, you
already.
follow the
muscle
story
memory,
and that's
yeah.
it.
Okay.
So I don't, like, for academics, I use my brain a lot, whether it's reading or math or whatever, like anything that needs comprehension. But with video games, at least the ones I play on the computer, it's like brainless. So even though I'm still at
So
my
it's a
desk,
relaxing the brain.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's relaxing
even though
the
I'm still
brain.
at the desk, I feel that I'm not doing school because I'm not using my brain.
So it's the fun part na.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a
Okay.
break. Yeah.
Okay. Now, where do you play ba? I mean, what computer? I play the PS4, no? I like the PlayStation. I sometimes play, how do you call that? I favorite ko Ramsey Dash.
An
On
app.
the phone?
Phone.
No, is that
It's still an app.
it's an app. Okay, so I play on the phone and I have a PlayStation 4 game that I'm playing right now. What about you? Where do you play?
I usually play my games on my iPad or sometimes on my phone if I usually have my iPad for calls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just on the side of my bed, just crouched.
Okay, you also play the PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
I use the PS4, I use my laptop. I don't really use my phone for video games because the games that I want to play are like too heavy for my phone, or there's an alternative for the laptop. So I go with the laptop because it's faster.
Okay, wait. Are these games free? Oh, let's talk about that. Because the parents will say, mahal naman yan. It's too expensive. But can you actually still have good games, great games, that's free? Like
Yes.
free downloadable
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Yes? Like give me an example of a game that's free. That's fun. That was fun for you.
Well, there's a lot. There's usually like casual stuff, like those regular phone app, like Crossy Road, or like Connect the Dots or something like
Isn't
that.
Genshin free?
Yeah. There's this one game that I really like, and it's really popular. It's called Genshin. Like
And it's free?
Genshin Impact. It's
Yeah,
a
it's free.
3D open world game. Yeah, and it's free. It can be on PC or iPad.
Okay.
And it grew really popular because like of its characters and the fact that it was free.
The fact that it
Yeah.
was like really high quality.
It was really high quality
And
for
it's
like an
free.
And it's
iPad.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What do you play that's free? So you buy everything, Ada? You buy?
The games that I am playing now
You-
were paid for.
Like you
Ah.
bought before.
If
On
there's
the
a
app?
will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So,
Like Minecraft.
do I pay that?
I paid for Mary and I paid for Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
with our hard-earned money.
You see, they work for me, okay? So that's why they earn their money. So that's a tip for you guys. I mean, you have to teach your children, hey, money
Send your
doesn't grow on
children to work.
trees. So get
Help
them to do
them.
something like chores and like they do stuff for me for this YouTube channel, but let them work for it. They want it, work for it, right? I mean, we can't spoil them by giving them everything. Of course, iba naman if it's a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or a reward for good grades because they always get that. But it's also fulfilling, right?
It
To
is.
actually
Yeah, also
buy.
the games that we
We-
like some of the games that we didn't pay for. Obviously you paid for, right? Because you also like the game.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
paid for the entire Resident
Yeah, you pay for but then
Well,
we
that's
played
nice.
afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's
there.
either like we get the game that we both like, or like you get the game that all of us likes, so that we
Ah.
don't
Yeah, 'cause
spend
most
that
of the
much.
games
Because
that
our
you
entire
pay for,
family
yeah.
loves
Plays
video
Plays
games. So we
video
all play video games. All right, including the father, okay, who's not here in this talk. Okay, so you can have fun, you can play video games without spending, right?
Yes.
And if you want to spend, just like what I told you, you can also work for it, right? Through grades or through chores. Okay, now, some parents will say, but those games are violent. Are you not espousing violence? It's already a violent culture right now.
Ugh.
So, how do you find, how do we balance those violence in the games?
It really just all depends on the person and what types of games they like. Well, like for me, I like more of the fantasy, roleplay, or like RPG,
Mm-hmm.
or like some shooting games. It's like Resident Evil, or like games that have like a story, because I really pay attention
Yeah.
to the story.
Yeah. Like Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Right. I love the story, right? Now, does it make you want to shoot somebody? I mean, this is the point, right? That psychologically,
Yeah.
it's as if guns are okay. Violence is okay. How do you counter that thinking?
On one hand, they're obviously not all video games are shooter games, right?
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of
There are a lot
I guess
of options.
popular ones are like Resident Evil, and Resident Evil is
And
like,
even like the Mobile
favorite.
Legends, right? I mean,
Yeah,
di
but
ba,
like-
parang they still shoot enemies, right?
I never played mobile.
Okay.
Would
Or
you like
Fortnite. What about
Fortnite.
the
I
oh,
didn't
sige.
play Fortnite. I
Okay.
played PUBG.
Okay.
But yeah, there are still video games that aren't violent if some parents want to take that route. I mean, like, it was never a problem for me because there was always a distinction between fantasy and reality, right?
Okay, so how did we put that distinction? Was that the way you were
I think-
taught growing up? Did I do anything? I don't think I had a
I don't
talk with you
even-
and saying violence.
I
This
think
is
it,
fun
like,
to say. I mean,
If
how
it's-
did it go? But because they're gonna say, well, you're lucky you have very obedient children or whatever. I mean, how did this happen that we can see that difference? You guys can see that difference.
I think that I don't think that your dad did anything like
Yeah,
like
he
you
did-
said.
yeah.
You didn't be like, don't shoot people.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we never had a
Yeah, you never did
discussion
that.
like that. I think as we grew older, we just became more mature and we
Like
were
we came,
able
like
to
we
distinguish
we were
right
like
from
aware.
wrong.
We were aware.
So you know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shooting
Like,
is wrong,
inherently,
right?
you know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's
Does it
bad.
bring you does it give you a desire to own a gun?
No.
No, right?
No.
I mean, I shoot zombies every day. Come on. Day, but I don't even go to the shooting range. I mean, we had one time that we wanted, my friends,
Yeah.
Nina Rhea we wanted to try to do a shooting game, right?
Yes.
So we went to the shooting gallery and we were there and we were watching and we were like,
No.
I'm like, let's go to the archery. So we went and did the archery
Yeah.
because that was like, I mean, you still shoot, right?
Yeah.
But this is more like okay, this is a more chill. The other one was like, oh my God, I mean,
Heartfelt.
yeah, that's why. Okay, so we got that out, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it interfere? Okay, obviously it doesn't interfere with your studies, but some parents will say, our kids are like, they're studying very fast to get to the
Oh.
video games. So what do you think was our solution for that?
Did we have was that ever a problem?
It was never a problem. No, because I
I
think
think
It was
like
more-
the foundation was that ever since we were younger,
Mama.
grades should be your priority.
Yeah.
Your role is as a student,
Then,
so
yeah.
you're not like a gamer.
that's not your job.
That's not. Yeah, it's not our job because
Right.
our role is a student.
Students, so
Right? So that should be our top priority, which it was and
Still is.
yeah. So I think when we were, at least for me, while I was growing up, I knew that playing video games was more of a luxury. It was more of a reward, and it felt better to play when I knew that I didn't have anything left to do. Like I
Okay.
didn't play video games, but there's still something I have to do because I knew that it
It would
would
bug
stress
you.
me
Like, it
out.
would bug you.
So the same with you.
Yeah.
So it's just a more
So
fulfilling
did-
experience.
Have video games been an issue when it came to your grades? Like you had too much time on the video games and therefore had less time studying.
No.
Focus and concentration, that's what I mean.
For me, no. I remember when I was younger, my problem was more social media.
Yeah.
But it wasn't video games.
Okay.
You
So
know?
we'll talk about that in the next one. We'll talk about social media in another
Oh,
topic.
no.
Okay.
Exposed.
Yes. Good thing that you at least you admitted.
Yeah.
Like
Social
we
media
had a
was my
problem with social
But
media.
video games were never,
Never
like
a
from,
problem.
Like from what I remember.
Yeah.
Right?
What about you? Has it ever affected your grades, your love for school, or doing stuff?
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Sorry.
So yeah, when I was like, this was when I was young, cause like when you're young, you obviously want like play, like
Yes.
play 24/7, or
Right.
like play with your friends. So like when I would do like homework, I would always like rush it and then go play. I soon found out that did not work because I forgot everything. So then later on, like when I went to high school, I knew that like, oh, I can't do that. Like grades priority, games reward.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, so thank you for being honest about that and sharing it with everybody because we have to show them kasi baka they'll think we're a
We're not
perfect
Yeah,
we're like a perfect
We're so
family.
flawed.
We're not. We're not. So we like but you realized it and that's the important thing.
Yeah,
See, what I'm trying to tell you, parents, is sometimes, you know, I think what I've done with these two is that I've made them make their decisions.
yeah,
Right?
I feel like you
Yeah.
never really, you didn't
Forced us to do.
interfere or anything.
Yeah, you never like, you should not do that.
Yeah, like,
It's like,
it was up to
I
us.
always
yeah,
say,
we're
"Bahala na
not-
kayo."
Yeah. like
So,
it's
like-
your life, okay?
So at least, like for example, me with social media, let's say Mary's thing with video games, you didn't
Like,
tell us. I mean, we knew that it was wrong, but we still did it, and we found out the consequences. And obviously, the consequences weren't fun, right? But it was
You
our
didn't like that
inherent-
feeling,
Yeah,
right?
it was our inherent decision to not do them anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like you didn't have to say you're never gonna play video games ever again. You know, like
Okay, so Mary's 14 and this happened early on, right? And so you can imagine, even you will understand probably Ada, no? Because she's older and therefore she could decide more. But
wiser.
with Mary, this is important because I want you parents and children, you know, sometimes you hit an obstacle, right? And you have consequences and you don't like it. You didn't like the feeling, right? And so he had to decide on his own. See, that's what I think good parenting is making them fall and fail on their own so they know how it feels. You felt it too, right? Kaya lang social media si Ada. So, my point is, let them, but always be there. Right? Okay, eto na yung question. Did I ever ground you on video games? Yan.
I don't remember.
that was more me.
I think that
Because nga, that's what
That
happened.
was more me.
You were grounded, I think, on social media.
I was kind of no. I remember when I was like 6 or 7. The rule was every day I had to wake up, eat breakfast, take a bath, and then I could play the PSP. But then every morning I would wake up early, get the PSP, hide under the bed, then play, and I would play. And then I think I got grounded for that, but I don't remember. I was really young.
So in other words, kids will try to
Maneuver.
maneuver your rules, parents. So let's accept that.
Find
But
a loophole.
I think they will inevitably realize that it's a mistake. Guilt is such a great feeling. Because they know that they're doing something wrong and they don't like to hurt their parents. They don't also like to hurt themselves, their lives, and so they've realized it early. So, you know, sometimes we protect them too much and that's an inherent quality for parents. That's really our job. But in the end, it's their lives and they have to decide and go through the hardships themselves. And we're just here to support them. Right? Okay. So, just to wrap this up, what can you advise to kids your age? You're 14, you're 17, okay? So you're the older teenage group and you're the younger teenage group who are addicted to video games.
You didn't have to come for us.
I'm addicted. Okay? I have to admit, I'm addicted to when I love a game, they can't take me out from playing it. That's the problem.
It's so bad.
It's
so
so
bad.
bad.
It's
See, it's so
bad.
bad. I'm not a good example, exactly. But actually, I'm super bad example that they also don't like to do what
Yeah.
I'm doing. Because I get eye bags. Look at that. Because I don't sleep and that's bad. But it's not an excuse. It's not as if I play every day. If I finish a game, then I don't, diba? Parang tapos
You go
na.
into hibernation.
Yeah, I go into hibernation. Like months I don't touch until
Yeah.
there's a new game, and then I get hooked, and then probably a week or two, depends on how fast I can finish the
Finish
game.
it.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you control getting addicted to it, and what do you think? Or what's your advice for kids who love to play the game? Talk to them. What do you think?
I think like they should still have their own personal like boundaries. Cause like for me when I still play, I still like I still have things to do. Like even though like it's still my Christmas break, it's like I have to eat lunch.
Yeah.
I gotta like if I've been playing for too long, it's like I can do another hobby. Like I can like draw or something. At least something to like stop playing it for a while and like do something else.
So
which is
another
still,
option.
Yeah, so it's still entertaining to you.
So it's not the sole thing that you should be.
Yeah.
That's the fun thing in your life.
Yeah.
There must be
Yeah,
something.
there has to be like another thing. That's
Oh,
why-
wait. I forgot. Do you play? Can you still be social? Because they're saying technology, you don't play anymore in the streets. Tanggapin na natin yan, okay? They're not playing in the streets anymore. And I know
We
parents...
used to.
We used to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, they say that because of technology, people, kids are no longer sociable. Do you play with your friends? Do you think you're less sociable because now it's online and, you can't see your friends? How did you balance it this time?
So yeah, when we were young, we would always play with our friends out on the street. But then we started to grow up, we started focusing more on academics, which probably
Yeah.
made us stick more
Yeah.
inside of our houses and not hang out because like obviously we're too busy with homework. But then like with technology being like enhancing or like changing, you could still call with your friends. You can still call with your friends like even online. Like we still like play games with each other. Like we hop in a call and we just start playing video games. Like we still make cuento and stuff. So like it still feels like we're playing out in the street and like we're hanging out. But
So
then
it
we're
doesn't stop you from still having friends and having fun
Yeah.
with your friends.
Yeah.
To add to that, like when he said we grew up and we started focusing more on school, I think school made me less social. Like for me, I think that video games helped me balance my social life with my academic life because at least for me, I work better when I'm alone. Like in terms of studying,
Yes.
I study better alone. Like I
Yeah.
can't study with other people around me.
Right,
Too much
right.
cuento.
So because of that and because, school is a priority, sometimes I get so deep into studying that I don't talk to anyone. And you guys can like confirm. But
It's
there.
true. It's
But
definitely true.
because of video games, I was able to hang out more with my friends. And I think I'm very blessed to be with a group of people who are also fans of video games. So when we play together, it's like
Not
it
that.
still feels like we're with each other. Like we're not physically there with each other, but even when we play, like some of the most fun times I've had with my friends were in video games, which I think is a great thing a person my age can have, especially since I'm 17. This is like college age, applying to college, or you're thinking about applying to college, or you're adjusting to college life. I think that having this stress reliever is really good for you because it helps you balance your academic life and your social life.
Okay. What about parental control? Do you think parents should control or have
We're fighting for our
exercise?
lives, man.
Exercise
We're fighting for our
parental
lives.
control. What do you think? Or you first? Because you're the eldest, so I would have probably controlled you the first or the most. Okay.
I think you shouldn't. No, but like I don't. I think it's like a base by base situation. At least for Mary and I don't think there was ever a time where you said you're not allowed to play this game. You're not allowed to do whatever, because. And like, look at us. Like, we watched you play Resident Evil when we were really small. Like, I think I was 7 when I started watching.
like,
and like, look, we came out fine. So we're fine. So there, I think it's like a base by base scenario, because not obviously everyone's different, right? It just so happens that mom and dad were blessed with very kind, obedient, loving, responsible children.
Promo, okay. Promo, okay.
Yeah, so for us specifically, I don't think we ever had the need for parental control, and I don't
Or
think
like that
we will
intense of
ever
parental
need.
control.
Yeah, I don't think we will ever need
But
parental
there's still
control.
parental presence.
Yeah.
Like, you know what games we're playing.
Or like we
Yes.
tell you, oh, like we're downloading this game.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in other words, there's permission pa rin.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
ask you and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diba, can they do this? Can they do that? Etc.
Yeah, especially if there's like a content warning thing.
Or like,
Because some people are like sensitive to that stuff. Obviously, since we watched them do it since we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
like that,
affect us
the
anymore.
age gap is nothing to us.
Yeah, so like, for games that are like 18 plus, let's say like Resident Evil, I think it's already up to the parents. Like, your parents already know. Like, your parents know you more
Yeah.
than Mary and I do. So, I think it's up to the parents. Like, if the parents think that they need
To control.
to control,
Supervise.
supervise,
Yeah, supervise.
go ahead. But I would also say, don't do it too much, because as you said, kids need freedom, because I think the more rules a kid has to follow, the more they're gonna want to break it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that is a legitimate
yeah,
thing that we have to acknowledge.
Yes.
That we have to acknowledge. This is the reality. And so we have to do the best things that we need to do, knowing that there are realities, right?
yes.
But that's true. Okay. Did it help that your parents love video games as well, as much as you guys do?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it definitely helped because like financially you can just get games for us and like
Financially talaga.
but then like in like because like when if you play, like because when we were young you played Resident Evil when we were such a young age and we would always watch. So then, like, when we grew up, you didn't have to buy that much games because we would already.
Because we already had it.
Yeah.
We already. You did the shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so financially it helped. Anything else that helped just financially?
I think the reality is that you're just more lenient with us. Like, you understand it more. Like, when we want to
It's
play
more
a
relatable.
video game for a longer time than normal, let's say hypothetically we only play video games 1 hour a day. Like, 1 hour a day.
1 hour.
That's
a day.
never gonna happen. Okay,
I think you were more lenient with us in terms of how long we could actually play. Especially if the games that
because
you were
I also
playing-
play.
Yeah, especially
like
if the
you
games
could
are stuff
like
that you
relate to
also
us
play.
that we don't go.
Yeah, I
we
think
like
that-
we
Like
go
when
over the
it's-
hour limit.
When, for
Yeah,
example,
we're
you're trying to find the save, the
Yeah,
checkpoint.
Yeah.
I think
Because
the
I
same.
understand that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's like wait, like dinner can wait. I need to find the same.
Oh my gosh, dinner can wait. It's so bad. Okay. All right.
We came out fine.
They came out fine.
We're
They came
fine.
They're not more than
Promise.
fine, kids. More than fine.
Cool.
Okay, more than fine. I have to acknowledge that. And they're right. I have to be grateful that they did come out.
We're
Really
so
well.
cool.
We're great.
Okay,
Yes.
so last words to the kids, to the parents. Who wants to go first?
So, as I said, it was really easy for Mary and I to play video games because our parents understood our interests, right? And I think we were really lucky to have that they understand the stuff that we're interested in. But if you are a kid whose parent doesn't really understand video
Yeah.
games, and if you're a parent and you know that you don't understand,
Or you don't like to play.
or you don't like to play video
You find it a waste of time.
Like,
A waste of time. Eh.
Or if you find
I have my reasons.
then I would say, try to work with your parent or with your kid, like talk about it, because in reality, video games have helped us like de-stress. They helped us be more social with others, and they're just fun to do.
Yeah.
Like speaking from a kid's perspective, right? I find video games really fun to do, especially in my free time after I finish my homework. So
That's
there,
very
I think
clear.
finding a compromise between each other is good. Like if your kid agrees to finish all their homework first, then they can play video
Or
games.
get good grades.
Get good
Yeah.
grades. They can play video
Or like they
games.
can get a new game.
Or get a new game. Yeah.
Yeah, like when they get straight A's or something, buy them a new game. Reward them for their behavior. It's a reward. If you
Yeah.
want your kid to get good grades, bribe them. There.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts on let's say, just like what Ate said, like for kids who are addicted to the game?
For kids who are addicted to video games or like who focus more on gaming more than academics, just like try to remember that your parents are trying their best to like help understand you, while also helping you be like a good child.
A good
Mm,
student.
Yeah.
Student. Okay.
Not
So then
jobless.
like what Ate said, they tried to find like a compromise, like find something that both of you can agree on, so that both of you have their fair share.
Okay. And I don't think it's just video games. Maybe
It's just anything.
it's anything.
It's also social media.
Yeah. No, it's anything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you
TV,
can
anything.
TV, movies like Netflix. You're addicted to it. Anything that you put more into it, and people think it's actually a waste of time. Before we go, I just want to ask: did it improve any skills, like motor skills? Because you said brainless. But is it really brainless? Aren't you more like, you think like, what's next? What are like decisions, like, am I gonna shoot him from the left, shoot him from the right? I don't know.
She said it, not me.
Just saying. No, kasi diba, what weapons to use, what's the
Maybe I called it
strategy.
brainless because I've been doing it so long, so it just kind of comes naturally
Right.
for me. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that I have improved in actual skills. Like, let's say games you play with your friends, right? Let's say you and your friends are on the
Team
same team.
cooperation.
Yeah, like you
Leading.
learn to work in a group. You learn to, even if you don't know the people that you're working with, you still find a way to, quickly analyze their strengths, analyze their weaknesses, try to figure out the game plan to win the game, which, you want to do.
Okay.
So there, I think like group management, people
That's like
management.
probably the biggest like skill you can improve on while playing video games, because there are a lot of video games that rely on team cooperation. But besides those, there's also like apps that like help you with like academics too. Like like these brain puzzles,
Yeah.
like brain puzzles. And
Cody
stuff.
Cross, which
Yeah,
Daddy
like
and
helps
I
you
love.
enhance your vocabulary.
Yes, Cody Cross, ha. Okay.
Promo.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh, there are also games where they're like puzzles. You're super addicted.
Yeah,
to
like-
these
yeah,
games.
puzzles.
You're
Like
super-
puzzle games. At least it can help
Mga
your
finding hidden.
Yeah,
like
like brain games.
So
There's
at least your child can think while playing, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
I like those detective. I like
like those
I
detective
forgot the detective
So there's
games.
this game.
Hidden stuff, right?
Yeah.
Minecraft is building.
Yeah, like art.
Right?
Have
You
you
know?
seen the stuff he's
I mean, if
built?
you've seen
He's
Larry's
so
work in
good.
Minecraft,
He's so good.
he's the architect that I never was.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so maybe that's his thing.
There's this game called Ace Attorney.
Uh-huh.
And during summer break, my friends and I would call every night and we would play it together.
Yeah.
And it was basically like puzzle solving. You would have to do like it was like a logic-based game.
Right.
And,
Yeah,
we all worked together to figure out the puzzles, figured out the next step, because,
Why I should know that? You should give me that game.
Okay.
I don't know
So
that.
there, like we really had a fun time doing it, and we also learned stuff from it. So there.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
already social. That's de-stress, and that's
Co-op.
logic. Like brain games, all in one game, and that's in the span of like 1 hour every night. So.
Okay. So, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts from the kids' perspective, because that's important for our subscribers to understand. So it's not my perspective alone. But I will tell you this, dear parents. Video games, okay, then you say, yeah, but you love video games. What if I don't love video games? Then fine. But it's our job as parents to understand what our kids are into, right? That's our job. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not asking you to get addicted to it. But I'm asking you to find out what they're into. That's our job, because that's the only way we are able to support them. We are able to understand and communicate better. So because that's our job, and if it's video games that are currently what they're into, then get into it. There's no ifs nor buts there. Because our job is to love and support them, and the only way to do it is communicate, right?
Yeah.
Communication is the key to every family. So I hope I have shared with you another part of Team Saldana. Well, minus the father.
One day.
One day, let's see if we can get him to this YouTube channel. But thank you for giving your time with Team Saldana, and as we also truly enjoyed this session. And I know part of this video, there are parts where you can actually see us play video games and the types of games that we play. But, just like everything in life, everything is in moderation, everything is intentional, everything has a time and place. And that's, I guess, our message to all of us, but to all of you, rather. So, just enjoy the time with your kids. And if video games is the key, then this is what you should do. This is Coach TGS. I'm not signing off until you give us your comments, like and subscribe to this channel. If you agree or disagree, I'm fine with it. Tell us what you think about video
5%
games. Tell us what you think. We'd really appreciate it. Okay, bye for now.